Welcome back to the show. Today we have with us a very special guest, Nicholas Ugoalah, who's recently been inducted into the Wrestling Canada Hall of Fame. To reach that type of a level, it takes a lot. And he's here to share with us his really interesting journey on how he reached there. Nicholas, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Anita. Thank you.
So, you're a gold medalist, you've been at the Pan American Games, you're a 5-time Canadian champion. What an amazing journey you must have had. Let's start at the beginning.
Wow. The question is, where do I even start from? Let's not even count my childhood for a second. I started wrestling really late. And the story that always comes back to mind is when I decided I wanted to make my university wrestling team. Mm-hmm. So we competed in the CIS. That's the kind of like national governing body for university sports. Mm-hmm. And I remember when I went out to try out for the team the first time, I went and I looked on the list after trying out, and I realized I didn't make the team.
You got cut from the team?
I got cut from the team. It was one of those strangest things that ever happened, because I told everybody I'm going to be on the team, I'm going to be this big champion. How am I going to be a big champion without even being on the team? Mm-hmm. Right? Something happened that time, though. I remember wanting to quit, everything me wanted to quit. But then when I went to the coach's office to actually quit, something else happened. I asked the coach if I could still stick around and just be a practice partner for everybody, basically a throwing dummy.
Right.
I don't know what happened. The coach gave me an opportunity that day, and he said, okay, you're not on the team, but you can be a practice partner for everybody. Mm-hmm. Sucked inside because I really wanted to be on the team. Something happened that year also. Our team, Brock University, they won the national title as a group. And I remember I was sitting in the stands and I saw everybody jumping around, high-fiving each other, hugging each other. They were like so jubilant. Something came over me. I ran off, literally jumped off my seat. I ran to the coach, I took his hand, I shook his hand, I said, Coach, next year, not only am I gonna make the team, but I'm gonna be a national champion. Right?
Right.
I had no clue how I was going to do it.
Right.
I didn't even know if it was really me saying, when your inside voice kind of comes out, that wasn't supposed to come out. And I'm happy that I made that decision, because that decision led to everything else that I have now.
So you think that it was the fact that you had said it, you visualized it, and then that actually did happen?
Well, I know it's self-fulfilling prophecy sometimes, right? Like, I was a little jealous of everybody else who was on the team. I was jealous of them celebrating. I wanted to be a part of it, right? So coming off the stands and going to the coach and making that declaration forced me to find a way to make that happen. So as a result of that, I needed to make the team first. So the next year came around, I tried out again and made the team, but it still wasn't over, because I promised, right? I would win the national championships. And through that, I had to ask for help. I had to learn how to get help. I learned how to get support. I learned how to learn technique. I had to learn how to increase my mental toughness. I had to learn diet. I had to learn how to work with other people. All these things had to come together, for me to actually go and win the national championships, which I ended up winning.
You ended up doing, wow.
Yeah.
And you know what, asking for help, you bring up a really interesting point, because people don't ask for help. It's, I don't know whether it's pride or ego or what it is, but so you found that in your journey, asking for help along the way, it's not such a bad thing.
No, it's the biggest thing. Janita, like, to do anything, to achieve any success, you can't do it by yourself. And lucky for me, I learned that at a very early age, and I actually learned it from my childhood even more, because I don't know, we haven't shared too much about my childhood with you, but I lived in foster homes growing up. I asked social services to put me in foster homes at the age of 14, so I was going around to a lot of different foster homes.
So as a teenager, you grew up as a foster child? I
was a foster child, right? And everyone thinks, oh man, that's a bad experience, it must have sucked. There were some tough times, right?
Yeah.
But there was also, I met a lot of great people along the way.
Of course.
People who I learned a tremendous amount of things of. I learned some of those crucial lessons of asking for help, those crucial lessons of humbling for yourself, those crucial lessons of not giving up and making bad decisions, right? Things that led me that when I started wrestling and I wanted to become a champion, I had that foundation, that mental and emotional part that allowed me to know what to do to increase my level.
So, I mean, most people, I guess, perhaps it's, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like a social convention to think that, you know, being a foster child means that you've had a troubled childhood.
Yeah.
But in fact, you've been able to use that to leap pad off into your success. So what was it during your, you know, your entire journey in order to get to the top? What was that thing that kept you motivated and glued to your goal of becoming a champion?
This goes back to Nigeria. You know, when I left Nigeria when I was 9, and I left without my mother. You know, back in the traditional village, a man could have more than one wife, right?
Okay.
So my dad left when I was 3, came to Canada, remarried.
Oh.
You know, so in my traditional culture, in the Igbo traditional culture, you can have more than one wife. But in Canada,
Right.
you can't do that. So we left without my mom. But before I left, I remember as I was crying, not understanding that my mom wasn't going to go with us. She said 2 things that always stayed with me. Go to Canada, make something of yourself, right? And the second thing was take care of your brother and sister. So that, I never forgot that. Even when I was in Canada, I was going through the hard times. I was like, you know what? I'm going to find an opportunity to make something of myself. And my brother and sister, they're doing well.
So
right?
it was your family that kept you motivated.
Yeah. So
okay.
that
And
was
now,
huge.
since then, you've been able to leap pad and do some amazing things.
Yeah.
You're now a business coach,
Yeah.
and you know, you are a public speaker. You've written a book. What an amazing journey. So what types of things can we expect to see from you in the future?
You know what? It's just a success is a progression, right? There is no arriving there. Like even when I was in wrestling, I remember winning the University National Championship. I kind of felt bad because, wow, where am I going to go to next? There's always a next.
A next.
There's always a next. It's not a bad thing. Some people think, no, can't you just be satisfied? It's not a satisfied. It's an evolution of self. I don't always know where that's going to be.
Right.
All I know is that I want the best of myself. Not only that, but I also want to serve. And whatever way that service looks like is what I'm going to do. Now you can ask me, what is that? I don't know completely what it is.
Right.
But I'm okay with that.
Of course.
Because it's an adventure.
Of course.
Right?
Life is always an adventure.
It's an
And what an
adventure.
adventure you've had.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing with us today your incredible journey. It goes to show that from humble beginnings and with a goal, a dream, anybody can achieve whatever it is that they put they set their mind to.
Thank you, Janita. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you.
Thank you.